YouTube and X. I appreciate everybody for stopping by, folks. It's April 2nd, 2024. We do have a lot to discuss as we're going to be going over SWIFT, how they want to be able to interoperate with all of the CBDCs. You know, we see that the CBDCs accelerating in other countries. Here in the United States, we're putting up a resistance, and we're even putting up a resistance against XRP, right? Some would suggest that maybe we're shooting ourselves in the foot, attacking a company that's based out of the United States. This whole deal, right? The most fascinating financial story, the most fascinating story in financial markets for the past 100 years, right? This whole story with Ripple being attacked by the United States government, the SEC, part of the bigger bureaucracy beast. We're having huge victories, but where is the sentiment at? The sentiment is absolutely in the gutters, and you're seeing it every single day. We continue to show up, and it's like folks think that their little comment's going to stop me from showing up every single day and bringing the news that matters most. Whether the markets are going up or down, we figured out a program so that we can continue to make money every single day. And what did we do today? We didn't make money on crypto, right? Are we in the red? No, we're still in profit. But did we make money today on crypto? No, we had a pullback, a little opportunity potentially, not financial advice. But where did we make money? Precious metals, that little pet rock that they say that we should forget about, that's just a relic of the past. Meanwhile, we're seeing the central banks hoarding more gold than they have in the past 50 plus years. Talking about the CBDCs, SWIFT wants to make sure that they all work together. I think we might have a solution. I dropped a video earlier today, XRP to solve the liquidity crisis. I challenge anybody to give me a better solution to the liquidity crisis than XRP. This is a debt, currency, and liquidity crisis, and they better figure it out quickly because we have central banks around the world that are taking historical losses. So this is unprecedented, the times that we're going through and what we are navigating. We are getting focused, we're staying focused, and this is going to allow us to win most. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. You guys already know that all of our community resources are available at my website, zachrector.com. I don't have any sponsors right now. I just do my own program. I bring you guys the value, and we have our community resources that are available for the community. I greatly appreciate all of your support. Whether you use the resources or you just smash that thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and like I said, it's as if the haters and the fudsters think that they're going to be able to slow us down with a couple comments here and there. And, you know, I got to tell you, I do get a kick out of it because my videos, I've been dropping them every single day. We're looking at the fundamentals. We're willing to admit when we're wrong. We're willing to admit that the timeline has been stretched. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's happened. Yeah, timeline has been stretched. But is our thesis still correct? Can you give me a better solution? As I challenged everyone earlier, can you provide a better solution to the liquidity crisis than XRP and an allocation being added to banks? I thought they weren't using XRP, right? This is what they said. No banks are using XRP. And we've shown you in the last week 3 different banks, the one out of Thailand. We also see China Bank, and then we also covered Qatar National Bank, which we've covered all these connections over the past few years. But people forget. People have short-term memory loss, and they're so busy chasing the meme coins, looking for the gains that they miss out, and they forget the fundamentals, and they don't actually build a program that's repeatable and scalable. As I've always said, I respect all of it. I respect the meme coin hustle. I respect NFTs. I think a lot of folks will live in the metaverse and have a lot of fun in the metaverse. But you have to understand and be able to distinguish between the hype, right? Use a little bit of discernment, and let's break down these valuations. Can you actually justify the valuation of your stock or the asset that you hold? I tell you what, we're seeing a little revaluation, aren't we? We're seeing a little move, aren't we? Up to $26 for our silver, and this is nothing. Like I said, the beautiful thing is, though, is the way that we've hedged our portfolio. Crypto's down. What's precious metals doing? Precious metals sending that signal, and we absolutely love to see it. Many folks don't understand what signal gold is sending. Upwards of $2,300 on the approach right now. 2,284. Gold is at all-time high. This is history being set. This is history in the making. How high is the dollar? How high is gold going, and how much is the dollar being devalued? We're finding out. And, we've heard anywhere from fundamental analysis value of gold at 40,000. We got folks that are calling for gold to make a move towards, 23 to 2,500 this year. Looks like we're here, and we were made fun of. We were, everybody made fun of us, And now what's happening here today? Take a look at it, folks. There's your gold. There's your silver. How about a little candle? Let's light something up here, up to $26. And this party's just getting started. We're just getting warmed up, folks. And you want to see a real signal? This is what these kids that are playing with Mickey Mouse meme coins don't get. They have no real analysis. They don't have a program that's repeatable and scalable. And they're pretending like they're making any real money. They're not. There's one Dogecoin millionaire for every meme coin. And I'm being general. Okay, there's 10 kids that make $1 million on meme coins, on any given meme coin token. Most of them are the insiders, the shills. That's the only people that actually make a buck. But when you throw $50 at a meme coin and you 10x it or 100x it, relatively speaking, have you made a fart in the wind? No. You have not created generational wealth. You are not on the trajectory of generational wealth. You are playing around and gambling. Meanwhile, they want to make fun of us. Well, guess who was making money today? As silver went up, gold's in price discovery right now. And the other signal that's being sent right now is oil. And we've been warning about this. And what does this mean? Oil back up to $85. This is the first time that we've done this since late 2023. You can see this oil going all the way back down here. And we warned about this too. Excuse me. We warned about this being a signal. The demand is falling off and now price is going back up. What is that? What does that mean? Well, it means we're in a currency crisis. If demand is falling off, but it's still taking more dollars to buy that product, buy that commodity, that's a currency crisis. And that's what we're experiencing, folks. That's why gold's in price discovery. That's why oil is back up to $85 with tremendous amount of momentum behind it. Even though recession is here. We're already in a silent recession. Some economies have already entered official, technical recessions. Remember, when it's offensive, we just change the definition. Whatever makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. How's that program going to work out for you when you get completely sacrificed during this financial market reset? The financial system, as we know it, is being restructured. These assets are being revalued. We are trying to stack up as much of this fiat funny money as possible. Why? So that we can allocate it towards the real assets. Assets that are going to provide us cash flow and assets that are going to give us store of value, assets that provide utility. What do I continue to reiterate? Utility with no counterparty risk. Stack me up some of that. Every single day we're showing up and we're not going to stop. And they can't stand to see us keep on winning, folks. God bless all of you that have joined me here tonight. We are live on YouTube, live on X. If you guys haven't already, please hit it. Please share it. I appreciate all of you guys. Straight into the news. Let's roll. Largest, and you know, the kids want the Mickey Mouse meme coin. What's the next 100x, bro? Can you feed your family? Take a look at what I'm talking about. Largest U.S. fresh egg producer halts production at Texas plant after bird flu found in chickens. About 1.6 million laying hens and 337,000 pullets were cold. And they're actually reporting one at a ranch, a cattle ranch as well. You know, I got to be careful with what I say, but you guys already know the deal. We are under attack. We just had one of our major bridges wiped out. And we get these weather events, we get bridges taken out, we get cyber attacks, we get this, we get that. The year's just started. We're only 3 months into this. I hope you guys got some popcorn, and I hope you guys got some preparations along with your precious metals, because it's going to pay off and it's going to save your life. This is not a joke, folks. We've ran through and we've been reporting on this. It's not sexy, but we have to bring it. We've been highlighting how throughout the last basically couple years, all of these processor plants go up in flames, have issues, blow up. What is going on? Do I need to debate? Do I need to decode? Do I need to figure out, oh, is it staged? Is it what? No. We prepare the same way no matter what the black swan event's going to be. Many people are going to get left behind because they're in denial that there's any potential for any of these black swan events that we're talking about. Now, let's continue on here, folks. We got so much to talk about here tonight. This is where we're at. Isaac Hassan on X says, big consulting is a crap show right now. They totally miscalculated demand. Now they're bleeding money, asking people to take sabbaticals and disguising layoffs as firings. If these people can't run their own businesses, why would anyone want their help running theirs? And I tell you what, this is big consulting, right? All these big companies. This is we're seeing companies across the board, right, that got way too big during the participation trophy economy, during the cheapest interest rates in 5,000 years. Everybody racked up debt. Everybody added headcount. Everybody was having cereal, provided by the company when they strolled into office, making TikToks while they went to go get their cereal, go get a woke latte made for them at the office. And it was all happy days until what came in, a silent recession that they're trying to cover up, that they're trying to hide. This is McKinsey is now offering staff 9 months severance if they agree to leave the company in a bid to reduce headcount amid a huge downturn in professional services. This is professional services. We're talking financial advisors, the big consulting firms, the real estate sector. Remember that one, right? Date the rate, marry the home. Oh boy. And the stories are starting to come in. And I feel for the folks that fell for the trap. I was reading one today, someone describing how they were in the Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth metro, and how they got pressured in by one of their friends who was a real estate agent to buy their home in 2022. They were renting for $2,000 a month. Their mortgage is, I think it was $4,500 or $5,000 a month. It was over $4,000 a month. So they were paying double. And what happened was that the property taxes shot way up. The realtor told them, oh, property tax is only going to go up 10%. And I think that they went up significantly more. And so now these folks are paying, $5,000 a month when they were paying $2,000 a month. And now they're just buried in it and they're locked in. Oh yeah, they got locked in at a cheap 3% rate or whatever it was, but they're locked in on something that they're going to struggle to afford, especially with these layoffs. This is the stuff that it pains me to report on. It's not sexy to talk about. It has to be discussed, though, because you have to understand, are you even going to be able to bring it in? You're going to be able to even bring the bread home, let alone find the meme coin, let alone make the gains, let alone become an investor. Many folks calling themselves investors when they're just gamblers. Before you can even get to building out a program, we got to make sure that we got a little bit of cash to play with. And we've been warning about this, and we've already hit 70,000 layoffs in March. We had over almost 80,000 in February, and it was over 100,000 in January. And as we just showed you guys, they're trying to cover this whole thing up. They're doing 9-month severance. And the other thing that does, folks, is it prolongs people that are getting laid off from filing for their unemployment and their jobless claims, which is another thing that they're doing to cover up this story. They're reporting these jobless claims, and you guys know how they're touting that we have this really low unemployment rate. It's because everybody's getting huge bonus severance packages, basically kissing you goodbye. The companies are willing to give you 9-month severance to get you to leave, right? Because they need to reduce headcount. And this all basically distorts the data that we're getting on jobs, which we just got the jobs data this week. I'll be talking about that in a separate video. Make sure to check that one out. S&P 500 share buybacks are about to cross $1 trillion in 2025, according to Goldman Sachs. This will be the first time in history with $1 trillion in annual buybacks. So you have to understand that what's taking place in the markets by so many different metrics and data points is truly setting history and unprecedented, just like this data point right here. Goldman Sachs expects buybacks to reach $925 billion in 2024 and $1.1 trillion in 2025 for a combined $2 trillion in 2 years. Even as the Fed has kept rates higher for longer, financial conditions have eased. Risk on appetite is back and the cost of capital is beginning to decrease. Are buybacks set to fuel stocks' next move higher? Well, you got to be careful here. Credit is contracting for the retail and for the average guy on Main Street. And this is why they've distorted everything that's being talked about by the financial pundits and the talking heads. They don't break this situation down for you and me, Joe Blow, just trying to feed the family. What they're alluding to, and what Cobesiolator just talked about right there, is the cost of debt is still cheap for these big corporations. And so they're still able to refinance their debt. They're able to go through restructuring. And in fact, if they're big banks, they'll get bailed out by Janet No-Tell and Yellen. Janet did tell the big banks that they'll get bailed out, but there's no telling whether or not your small regional bank's going to get saved, And so this is the setup. And so, yeah, they're reporting that the cost of debt has, the financial conditions have eased, right? Well, and you could say that mortgage rates have gone from 8%. Now they're back down to 7%, right? Okay, financial conditions have eased. Has the market still adjusted, though? The market has not adjusted, and the only folks that can really take advantage of some of the easing conditions has been the top corporations. And this is why all of the concentration is in the top Magnificent 7 and these top 10 to 20 stocks that are really holding up the whole market. If you look at the Russell 2000, the small caps, part of the Russell 2000, most of them have not reached their peak to 2021. So all these folks are talking, oh, the bears have been wrecked. Well, let's get down to it, okay? Because, yeah, you can show me that NVIDIA has gone nuts. I'm glad to see you're making your money. Can you justify the valuation? No, you can't. And on the rest of the market, the rest of Main Street, the rest of the economy, it's blood in the streets. So we have to actually have context behind the clickbait, behind the headlines, behind the talking head pundits. And that's what I try to do. And I get called the clickbaiter. I get called the hyper. Well, we've just discussed here for the first 17 minutes of the show, all the crap that's hitting the fan. That always cracks me up. Now, it all leads back to the greatest transfer of wealth in world history is already underway. I highlighted this earlier today. The top 1%, they've now amassed some 40, 50 trillion worth of assets here in the United States of America. And this data point that I just shared with the record amount of buybacks that's taking place, it's just continued concentration and a dislocation of wealth. See, this is the thing, the transfer of wealth that many people don't get. They think it's just a funny meme. Oh yeah, I'm going to make generational wealth, bro. I wish everybody could get a participation trophy and be on the winning team. Everybody gets a participation trophy as far as you're going to participate in this transfer of wealth. But if you don't get on the right side, if you don't have your program dialed in, you're going to be on the wrong side. You're going to be dislocated. Your wealth is going to be transferred away from you. And it's only going to accelerate because the policies that they've done in the Federal Reserve, what they've done is they've rug pulled Main Street. It's very simple. They're actually moving really slow, but the market still hasn't adjusted. We've gone from 0% rates to 5% Fed effective funds rate, and we haven't moved. Higher for longer is in. Inflation's still running hot, and they just said, we just talked about financial conditions have eased. Times are good. Market's up. Well, for who? The Magnificent 7, the top stocks, and get the assets while you can, because we're entering a period of inflation that continues to grow. And so the worst case scenario that we've already entered really is stagflation. That's highlighted in oil. That's highlighted in gold. Really, gold sending the warning. In oil, the definition of stagflation is demand is falling off, but prices still go up. It's the worst case scenario. It means real Main Street economy is entering recession, but prices are still going up. And that's what we're experiencing right now. And that's what's going to happen with these assets. Anytime we do get that pullback, you're seeing it get bought up. These assets are being accumulated, and the biggest companies and corporations in the world get debt the cheapest, and so they're still buying up these assets. Blackstone, $1 trillion asset manager, still buying real estate. If they have bought properties on their portfolio that aren't performing, they're giving them back to the bank. And they make fun of little YouTubers like me who highlight Blackstone's turning back the keys on a $300 million place. Blackstone's laughing while they're at the World Economic Forum discussing how they're raising more capital, how they're not letting up. Look at what Grant Cardone's doing. Everybody, wanted to attack Grant. What's he doing right now? He's still raising money and buying properties cash. What's Warren, the Oracle of Omaha, doing? 160 billion cash. The largest cash position, bigger than many central banks. Warren's equivalent to the central bank of central banks, staying near. Now, let's get into it. Talking about central banks printing money. Well, look who showed up once again. We got 1 billion tethers being printed, and this is apparently going to the Tron network from Paula Ardoño. Okay, so we got another 1 billion Tether being printed. It'll be interesting to watch this. Actually, the last time that we got this, we got a short-term pump, but then it was followed by a sell-off. So I really do think that Tether's coming under pressure right now. And once again, Tether in coordination with some of these other exchanges and market makers, they're just making sure that, and kind of, making sure there's a safety net behind this market. They're trying to keep this thing propped up. And there's many players that wanted to pump this thing. I've highlighted how FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, that whole bankruptcy process, how they've been able to cash out so well with Bitcoin and Solana going back up, right? It's actually allowed them to sell off Bitcoin and Solana to help pay back the bankruptcy process. So what we're watching right now here is truly incredible, folks. The market did go to an all-time high pre-halving. Incredible. These pumps are normal, but I don't know if this is the first time that we've done this before a halving. It might very well might be, but we went and set a new all-time high before the halving for Bitcoin. That's fantastic. And Bitcoin dominance has really grown. We've seen some alts rip. We've seen some memes have a good time, right? But the thing is, as we got up here to 70,000, I really have been warning folks, right, for the last little bit, that we got to watch out. This thing is thin. We're in price discovery and the world's burning down around us. And so, meanwhile, we're seeing that Wall Street showed up. I've been arguing since January, right? When we went up to 49,000, I was calling it a bull trap rally. Sure enough, it came back to 38,500. Now we've rallied up and we've gone past my expectations up to 70,000. You can smash a pie in my face, that's fine. But what did we just do last week? We went back down to 60,000. At the time of this recording, we are watching as cryptocurrency has pulled back here today. And right now, we have our Bitcoin at 65,000 right here. Now, this is the pullback right here that I was just referring to. We went up to 49,000 the day that the ETFs launched. And then we had a massive pullback of 21%. On the way up here, we just had that 50% pullback back here in March, at the very beginning of March. And then we went and we did go set a new all-time high, 73,700. But this is what I was waiting for, 17% pullback. We warned you about this one. Especially, this was when the CPI came out. Inflation came in hot, markets pumped for one more day, and then they fell out, 17%. A little bit of a rally to take place, and I said, guys, watch for the double tap, and then this thing folds. This thing did not double tap up here yet. I still am not ruling it out, but I do believe that we're getting set up for a sacrifice here. I have a marker right here. This is the April 8th eclipse. This is the halving, April 20th. So this month, right in here, is going to be absolutely critical for Bitcoin. You're seeing that we already had a massive sell-off, and the energy's already coming in. It's already so intense, right? Now, why am I bringing up this eclipse? Why? Why would I do that? Well, if you guys are new here, if you guys haven't been following along, if you guys haven't heard the old saying, right, the millionaires follow them, I forget what it is, millionaires follow the markets, or millionaires do something, and the billionaires follow astrology, right? I've always been plugging this into my technical analysis for the past few years. We found unique patterns around these cycles. It's been really interesting to watch. This is how I was able to predict that the bear market would begin on December 4th of 2021. And you can go back and you will see that a massive liquidation event occurred on December 4th, 2021, and we begun the bear market. Bitcoin topped out November of 2021, and then it was bear market after that. My prediction on December 4th, 2021 was that the bear market was going to begin after we would set a new all-time high. I was wrong. We didn't go set a new all-time high, but we did get a 40% liquidation event, and the bear market did come in. Okay, so then we were waiting, we were watching for the May lunar eclipse. And what happened was that's when Luna collapsed. If you guys recall, May of 2022, Luna collapsed when we were having a lunar eclipse. Now, you would say, well, this is crazy talk. Maybe that's a coincidence, right? We'll see. But then actually we were calling for a November 8th, 2022, another eclipse coming in. That was a lunar one, I believe, as well. We watched and we said, hey, guys, watch out for the energy to come in. And sure enough, who got sacrificed on that one? Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX. And that's when the market bottomed out in November of 2022. Guys, I don't do woo-woo stuff. I really, I don't spend time thinking about this type of stuff other than how can I apply it to my technical analysis to make some money. I don't look at my horoscope. I don't play around with that stuff, okay? God bless everybody that does. I hope that it helps everybody figure life out. I'm trying to figure out how to make money. And for whatever reason, these markets have a pattern that we've noticed. So what's coming up this time? A solar eclipse that we haven't seen anything similar to this since 2017. Had definitely some big shakeups back then around that time. And what I'm predicting right now is that we're going to see Solana get sacrificed next. If I'm wrong, you guys can come back and make fun of me. That's fine. And I think that my thesis on Solana will play out. It's just a matter of timing. If it doesn't happen this April 8th eclipse or around this, then that's fine. But the energy that I'm like warning about has already arrived, guys. The pullback that we're seeing right now, this is the energy around this. We know it's going to be volatile. So even if we do go set a new all-time high, we go double tap back up there at 74,000. Watch out. Watch out. And typically what we've seen is we've seen these rallies before the halving, and then we get massive sell-offs. Go back to 2020, before the last halving. You guys know about the 2020 March crash, right? And so these cycles, it's all lining up for right now. The stars are lining up. Everything else in the markets are lining up. Maybe it's a coincidence. You guys can call me crazy all you want, but it's actually been a big part of our success trading these markets, applying it to our investment thesis. And I think that Solana is a VC pump and dump. They've pumped this thing up here once again. I will give respect that they got a lot of crap trading on their DEX, billions of dollars of 24-hour volume trading on the DEX. I'll pay respects on that, but I think that it's getting set up here once again. It just got highlighted as an example as a security in the Coinbase lawsuit. The judge had, a dozen other cryptos to choose and set an example. Which one did they pick? Solana. So not only do I think that the SEC's going to make the case here that all of proof of stake is a security, I think that Solana is going to be a prime example of that. And you're seeing all the pre-sales that are taking place over there, and it's mostly memes, hype, crap, 90% of it. But what did it do? It did pump Solana to $200. It really pumped that sucker up, right? We still have a bunch of tethers getting printed. We have these exchanges that are printing their own stable coins. We have new stable coins being issued every day, new tokens being created every single day. It's still the wild, wild west with no regulations. And so we're still in a highly speculative market. And Bitcoin is the best instrument for speculation right now in the world. You don't have to call up your dealer. You don't have to travel to the dealer. You don't have to get the metal shipped to you. You can log into your phone in 5 minutes, sign up on an exchange, and set an order to buy Bitcoin. This is why I believe that Bitcoin's the best instrument for speculation right now, i.e. why Bitcoin just went to a new all-time high before halving, which is incredibly bullish for Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin's going to do really well this bull run. I think that ETH can still do really well this bull run. I think that, Solana's doing great. That's fine. But I think that we're about to get hit once again in this crypto space. Tether's coming under investigation for financing and flows to sanctioned entities in Russia. And you guys know how much they want to crack down on that. So we're getting examples set right now. You got to pay to play. Binance settling up for $4 billion or whatever that check was. Sam Bankman-Fried probably going to get sentence reduced after he appeals. And, maybe he can pay off some more people and maybe he can get out after a few years. We'll see. But you guys know the deal. And, the good guys that try to do things the right way, like Ripple, well, you still have to pay to play too. $200 million to battle the SEC. And then what does the SEC want? $2 billion on top of that. So even if you're one of the good guys, you still got to pay to play too. In fact, they want to actually take you over. They want to take what you got. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that this is why XRP is under so much attack right now. If it wasn't a threat, if it had no value, if it was truly going to go to zero, if it was never going to go to an all-time high, what the hell are you guys so worried about? Why all the misinformation, the disinformation, whole media campaigns against XRP? Why? If it's a nothing burger, if it's a zombie blockchain, as Forbes wants to call it, right? Lead researchers saying that XRP is a zombie blockchain, even though you can't show me one metric that's actually gone down. All of our data points and metrics are showing to more adoption, more utility, more developers, more nodes, all coming to the XRP ledger, and more money, including Ripple's on-demand liquidity product. But yet we have all of this attack against us. We have a bunch of retail traders that love to make noise. Just check the comments on any one of my videos, right? I'm getting a very good laugh out of this, guys. I secretly kind of love it because I want the interaction. That's good for us, right? We're getting way more negativity on our videos right now than we are positive. You read through the comments, it's just blasting negativity. And for many of these folks, they don't understand that our program is not to just sit, hold, and pray to Ripple and the XRP gods that XRP goes to the moon. See, this has never been a part of our program. And despite XRP's lack of performance, even though it's been solid, even though it's actually doing really well, it's not doing as well as we would like. Many people told themselves stories, believed in narratives, were confused about the facts. Maybe they just are on a different timeline. Many people are not, they're dismissing the fundamentals and they're focused on their financial situation. I need to invest $500 into XRP today, and I need it to go to 5,000. I need to 10x, right, by next month. This is the expectation of many XRP traders. This is what I call fair weather fans. We have a lot of fair weather fans in the XRP community. And in fact, you can see there are so many people that are literally saying that they're not going to touch this thing till it goes to $2 and $3. And they wonder why they never make money investing. You buy an asset after it approaches all-time high? No, you want to get it while it's been beaten up, while it's getting hated on. It's like Rick Rule said up in Vancouver. He loves the hate. I love the hate. Not actual hate. I don't support hate. I don't condone hate. Okay. We should be respectful. But I love the hate when it comes to these assets, when it comes to equities, when it comes to positions, investments, and business. The stuff that's not sexy, the stuff that's not being talked about, and the stuff, if it wasn't so powerful, if it wasn't going to be something, why would they spend so much time, so much effort, so much of their resources to attack it? They know we have a massive amount of adoption. They know that we're winning. They know that we can't be stopped. They're actually jealous of Ripple. They're jealous of us, what we got going in the XRP community, the adults in the XRP community who don't just hold XRP. We make other investments. We got other businesses. We're moving in other asset classes. We got a smile on our face. We have a family. We feel very blessed. We have purpose in our life. The spring is here. The sun is shining. These guys can't bring us down no matter how hard they try. And they try to do the most. They make fools of themselves. And I appreciate all of you guys for joining me on this mission. Now, we're going to go through the cryptocurrency update right now, folks. Let's get into it. This is where it starts to get a little bit volatile, folks, is when the leverage comes in. You guys already know we have a massive amount of leverage. I already shared with you guys that Tether just printed another $1 billion, and now we have ProShares launching a leveraged 2x Ultra Bitcoin ETF. Well, how about that one, folks? The Ultra Bitcoin ETF coming in 2x leverage. Now, this is rather conservative compared to the 50x and 100x that all you degens out there like to trade with and others in the crypto space. The most that I like to play with was 5x, okay? Anytime I played with more leverage than that, I got my shirt taken. I got cleaned. And so be careful out here. But what does Wall Street want to do? Keep your assets under management. And so they're fueling. We have a market full of speculators. This whole market, right? The best tools for speculation have grown the most. NVIDIA, the Magnificent Seven, the Bitcoin, right? And this is where we're at. Now, this is going to piss you off, especially if you're an American, and it should make you upset if you're outside the United States of America as well, too, because our actions, not us, but here in the United States, our regulators in the form of the SEC are not only holding back our country, they're holding back the world. And when you listen to Hester Pierce here, I'm just going to play the first 60 seconds of this clip here from James Rule XRP. But she literally says, no one wants to come in and talk to us. And she describes the vibe at the SEC of just shrugging it off, just denying it, just not even wanting to address cryptocurrency and those that try to come in and talk to them. This just makes me so mad as an American. The SEC should be ashamed of themselves. Gary Gensler should resign. And this has gone way too far. When subpoena Congress, Patrick McHenry and all these other guys that want to talk tough, let's get something done. Hester Pierce, you as well. It's enough taking the stand here, doing podcasts, doing interview, going to the podium and complaining about the SEC. Take a stand.
Interactions with a regulator like the SEC are never stress-free, but the come in and talk to us mantra was a real invitation to have a genuine conversation about difficult issues. Productive interactions with the SEC these days are fewer and further between. When individuals and entities come to the SEC with their novel ideas, their feedback, their concerns, their objections, their questions about implementation of a new rule or application of an old one to new circumstances, too often they're met with crickets. Neither staff expertise nor issues ripe for analysis are lacking, so what has changed? In the past, the staff, in part, I think it's because the staff is run ragged by the rule writing agenda, right? So there's not a lot of bandwidth to think about these difficult issues. Remote work may also play a role. It's more difficult for staffers to spontaneously discuss with one another these difficult issues. But the root of the problem is that the commission discourages the staff from offering much more than shrugs, silence, slow walking, sighs. The culture at the top of the SEC has changed, and that has led to a change across the whole agency in the way.
I'm going to cut that off right there because it's just unacceptable and it pisses me off to listen to it. The shrugs, the sighs, the mentality. I mean, just look at Gary Gensler every time he makes an appearance. These guys, they stand for nothing. They have no principles, no values other than we know who they bend over for. And it's absolutely despicable. We've exposed them all. We caught them all. And we literally, here's the thing. Not only is it enough to hold back the space, but it's the corruption. It's the regulatory capture. Remember what we've been saying, right? The damage is done to the XRP communities, the first part of ETHgate. The second part is the profit that they've made. And then the third part is we need to have a broader discussion about the regulatory capture. See, it wasn't enough to hold it back. It's not enough to get the pay-to-play checks. They actually have to bet against us. Their buddies were going short on XRP when they launched the lawsuit against us. These guys were going long on Ethereum and others. These guys were loading up on these with a little note in their pocket. And we've exposed it all. This is so far past the point of having any sort of accountability, right? We are way past due for getting something done, going to the podium and in a soft voice telling a story. I appreciate that Hester Pierce. She served for Clayton. She served for Gensler. She's been there for a while. She sees what's happened, but we got to apply pressure. Hester Pierce should be calling for Congress herself to subpoena her boss, Gary Gensler. That's what should be happening right now. Anybody who wants to make a stand should be calling on Patrick McHenry and the rest of these talkers in Congress to actually subpoena Gary Gensler. If you actually stood for something, if you actually wanted to get something done. But what does everybody do? They shrug, they sigh, it's fine. I'm going to collect my pension. I'm going to get my paycheck. I'm a little happy guy, part of a bigger bureaucracy beast, and I'm not going to stand up. I don't have any you-know-what, and even though my children's future is going to be sold out, at least I'll get to live comfortable working for the SEC and participating in the regulatory capture of our capital markets. If you can sleep with yourself, that's so far away from what I stand for. And so I want to encourage us to continue applying pressure. John Deaton is really at the tip of the spear, guys. We get John Deaton to defeat Elizabeth Warren. It sends a message, not just in Massachusetts, but nationwide, right? It sends a message to the world that the United States of America is done. We've had enough. And we're seeing folks from across the nation here. I bet we even have people across the world that have even contributed to John Deaton. I would bet money that international folks have actually contributed to John Deaton. I bet. Is there anybody in the chat that's outside the United States that has donated to John Deaton? I'd be curious to know that. And you guys already know the deal. I've put the link for John Deaton's website in the description of all my videos, so folks can go over there to find that with ease. You can find John Deaton's link. You can support him with traditional finance or cryptocurrencies. He's accepting it. But the message that this is going to send, and the light gets shined down on the XRP community that is winning, that cannot be stopped, that's been over the target now for years. And remember what they wanted to do to us when we were getting attacked, when we were down. What did they do? They kicked us while we were down. They spit on us while we were down. They completely disrespected us while they were down, telling lies, slandering. Ripple, Brad, Chris, the XRP community, we've all been attacked. The damages are massive. We can debate and play with the math as far as you want, but we're looking at conservative assumptions that take the damages to hundreds of billions of dollars. Some might suggest that we got damages, and as Steven Narioff said, profiting trillions, creating a token factory that's worth trillions of fraud. The damage is done. The profit that they made, part of a broader regulatory capture of the United States of America. This is so much bigger than XRP, so much bigger than crypto. And we even have one commissioner. Are we supposed to be happy that she comes to the podium and gives a nice speech with a soft voice? And I get that that's her personality and that's how she talks. I'm not trying to, that's fine, right? But I'm just saying, are we getting anything done? Look at these incumbents like Elizabeth Warren. She's had one bill passed in the last 12 years. She's brought all of these bills. She's only had one pass in the last 12 years. A whole lot of talk as they hop off the PJ, traveling around, campaigning. Basically, they spend 90% of their time just raising money and bending over for their bankster buddies and whoever else is going to, cover them. Right. And meanwhile, their constituents are getting completely sold out, and they are completely attacking the opportunity that we've all just wanted here in the United States. It's very simple. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the ability to invest in capital markets. But what do they want to do? Gary Gensler wants to take accreditation standards to $10 million. No, if you have $1 million net worth, you're not smart enough to make your own investments. Personally, I find it offensive that they say that we can't make a decision for ourselves as far as our investments. And you guys have probably seen the clip that's been going around Twitter and around the internet lately that shows some guy at the slot machine sending a bank transfer of $20,000 to the slot machine. So you can take 20 racks to the casino, and that's pretty slick what the casinos have done. But haven't they figured it out? God, the casinos are good. Now they got it set up where you can wire transfer straight from the slot machine. That's crazy. Where's the regulations on that? And I'm sure the casinos would say, right, that they're heavily regulated, right? It's interesting. The crypto space is actually heavily regulated, right? The only thing that's really a problem is the SEC is trying to overreach their jurisdiction. That's what we're up against, is SEC overreach. Most people here accept that we got, lanes to travel down the road. We got lights to stop for, stop signs. We got yield. We obey, right, to most of the common sense rules that allow society to function properly. Other than that, get the hell out of our way and let us build something great. The regulation, the operation choke point, and it's not just from the SEC, but in the cryptocurrency space, this is something that we can all unite behind from both sides of the aisle. And now's not the time to let up. Now's the time to double down. These kids want to focus on price today. These folks want to drop memes and they want to say that XRP's not doing anything. ETHgate's a joke. I don't know why you guys are talking about ETHgate. Why do you keep on bringing this up? Because we're winning. This is all part of why we have had such a massive victory in the courts. We're having major victories in the courts right now. These judges are watching. They are listening. And thank God that we still have some judges and somewhat of a rule of law here in the United States of America. Now's the time to give up because XRP went down a few cents. Step aside, children. The adults in the room are on our way to save this country and create generational wealth for our families. Get the heck out of my way, okay? This is what we're building, and meanwhile, they're in full assault mode to try to bring us back down, to try to hold us back from building that masterpiece that we want. a society that can prosper with this technology. Hey, why can't we use it as currency? Why can't we use gold as money? And what you're seeing, and I just saw another state here, I forget which one it was. We had another 2 states basically within the last couple of weeks that are making gold and silver legal tender. And this is the start. Just give us an option. Why do we have to be forced? Right? The mentality of these elitists is coercion, right? If they can't buy you off, right, then they're going to force you. They won't let us just go to the farm. They won't let us just go to the ranch and live happily ever after. No. See, we can't be bought with UBI check. We can't be bought with handouts and STEMI checks and student loan forgiveness and whatever else they want to offer with their program. We can't be bought out. No, we want to fend for ourselves. We want to be self-sufficient. And that's why they have to attack us and they have to try to coerce us. And this is what we're up against. What we're up against, too, is a misinformation and a disinformation campaign against XRP. Misinformation is folks that just don't understand XRP. They, distort the facts, not on purpose. Disinformation is campaigns that are craftily, designed and crafted to really mislead folks on purpose. So misinformation, a lot of people just don't know about XRP. A lot of people don't know that XRP is getting DeFi right now. A lot of people don't know that XRP in and of itself is not a security. They just don't know that. And they spread misinformation. You guys see the disinformation. What are we going to continue to do? Cut right through that BS. XRP isn't getting banks? Well, we would beg to differ. Wrath of Kahneman, connection between Ripple partners China Bank and D-Money. That would be China Bank expanding RippleNet partnership with D-Money. But we also have China Bank's remittance partnership with Qatar National Bank and mobile money in Malaysia, also on board via RippleNet. So then the haters say, oh, well, they're using RippleNet. They're not using XRP. Wait, let's fact check you real quick. Huge shout out to Cashta for bringing the receipts. China Bank and QNB's partnership in adopting Ripple's on-demand liquidity. Remember, Ripple's ODL product is the product that did use XRP. All of on-demand liquidity is settlement with XRP. Is more evidence of the growing acceptance of blockchain-based solutions in overseas remittance markets. Ripple's on-demand liquidity technology facilitates instantaneous international transactions by means of digital assets like XRP. Well, it's exclusively XRP, right? On-demand liquidity is not for any other assets. It is exclusively for XRP. Liquidity Hub is where they have other assets that they can settle in as well. And the broader offering is now just called Ripple Payments. If you want to move liquidity, if you want to settle payments with Ripple, the product is Ripple Payments, and they get you started without XRP, without digital currency. But then XRP is the secret sauce. XRP is the end goal, and the benefits and what you're going to see is comes from XRP, right? And so while they're trying to say that we aren't getting any adoption, we aren't getting any banks, it couldn't be further from the truth. We just talked about the Thailand Bank last week. We got China Bank. We got Qatar Bank. We have many other institutions, including 80 institutions that pulled up to buy XRP after the lawsuit was filed. They pulled up to Ripple and said, yeah, we understand that the SEC is suing you, but can you please load us up with some more XRP? And primarily, this XRP was being sold for on-demand liquidity purposes, so we would be under the assumption that the XRP is being bought and sold instantaneously and it's not being done for accumulation, but we don't know how much XRP is being actually left in these institutions that they are adding to reserves. Maybe they aren't adding any XRP to their reserves, right? But we have no way of knowing that for certain. We know that Ripple is reporting that all of the sales after Q3 2019, when programmatic sales to exchanges ended, all of the sales now are being done in accordance with on-demand liquidity. And a significant amount of those sales are happening, and then buybacks are taking place thereafter. So they're doing this to make sure that we have liquid markets, and they're helping the market makers facilitate those for their on-demand liquidity product, which has been exclusively using centralized exchanges up until now. Now Ripple is saying that their on-demand liquidity flows are going to move to the DEX. And what's getting added to the DEX in just 1 week's time? The automated market maker, or as David Schwartz called it, the automated money maker. And this is the DeFi that's coming to the XRP ledger that most of the space doesn't even know about. Most XRP holders don't even know about the decentralized exchange. I do want to give a shout out though. Sorry for going in so hard here today. I forgot to give a shout out to the super chats. I saw that we already got like at least 3 or 4. I really do appreciate it from Brajal Patel. I saw that you dropped some, and then I saw that we had another one as well there too. So I just wanted to stop, catch my breath, and say huge shout out to all the super chats. Abe dropped his 10th super chat. Abe, I appreciate you. That's your 10th super chat. Really do appreciate it. Okay. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling though. This is what we're watching for, this opportunity right now. People want to know, when is XRP going to rise? There's 2 things that I'm watching, 2 catalysts. A breakthrough in the lawsuit with the SEC. And the second part is going to be the utility finally being added. And I don't believe it's going to be a flip of the switch as soon as the AMM goes live, but it's the start, it's the momentum, it's the trajectory that we're building. Do many people have patience? No. Have many people already given up? Yes. Are they dropping comments, talking crap? And that's fine. Good luck. God bless. I hope that you found an opportunity that's going to do better than XRP. I really do. Okay. I'm still holding my XRP and I'm still looking for other opportunities. This is what many of us are doing in my community, is we just get our freaking hustle on and we don't sell our position in XRP. God, no. But we just go get some more cheddar. We get some more liquid dry powder. We work our butts off. We request OT from our boss. We figure out how to grow our businesses. We get more liquid cash so that we can deploy if, God forbid, I want to go gamble on a meme coin, which I've done. We still are active. We still are trying to find it, but I don't spend much time doing that because it's not repeatable. It's not scalable. I focus on the repeatable, scalable, where I get handsome returns. And this is done so in our businesses. But the 2 breakthroughs for XRP is going to be the legal SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. And the second part is going to be the utility that's finally coming. And this is coming at a perfect time where we're in the middle of a bull run. So if folks want to say that XRP is not going to go and participate in the bull run, that's your bet to make. That's fine. I wouldn't be able to sleep well at night without XRP. I'm not here to give you financial advice and say that you need to stack XRP. I'm just saying that I couldn't sleep with myself if I didn't have some of this XRP reserve currency of the new financial system. And what's interesting is that we had this situation take place last April. And in 2021, this is from Mr. Huber, David Schwartz pinpointed the exact peak. The following observations: Ripple didn't sell any more XRP in the first 22 weeks after the lawsuit was filed, according to circulating supply data. Jed McCaleb also halted his sales for a period. Between April 4th and 8th, various rulings were issued. The SEC was denied disclosure and insight into the personal finances of Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse, and the SEC was ordered to disclose to him in documents for the first time. XRP's value surged by approximately 250% within 10 days, reaching its peak in April 14th of 2021. So just a few years ago in 2021, when the last bull run was taking place, we got 2 massive breakthroughs in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. The first one was the SEC was denied the disclosures of personal finances for Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse, and the second part was us getting the Hinman documents. They were ordered to disclose the Hinman documents. Now, we didn't get the Hinman documents right away, but just that announcement, just these 2 announcements alone sent XRP surging when the broader cryptocurrency space was in an uptrend. But this broke out XRP, and within 10 days, we'd gone up 250%. And that's when we went to $2. $2 from about 50 cents. Basically the same levels that we were at right now. 60 cents, 50 cents, right in that range. We went up to $2 within 10 days. So this is why I'm saying that we got to watch, because we could get a settlement between now and May if the SEC wants to wrap this thing up and wants to, be done with this thing. We could see a settlement, right? But then the other part of this is that we're waiting. If there is no settlement, the reply from Ripple comes April 22nd, and then the SEC gets till May 6th to file the final briefing. And then Judge Torres gets to rule the next basically 2 to 4 months after that. July, August, September would be that timeline. And just like what we saw last year on July 13th, when Judge Torres came out with summary judgment saying that XRP in and of itself was not a security, XRP shot up to $1, printed a God candle, and crashed every single exchange. Back in 2021, when we got those, XRP went up 250%. That's when it went up to $2. So here we are once again in an interesting time frame where we could get a breakthrough in the lawsuit that is unique to XRP. Is XLM going to follow along? Well, I'd be willing to bet that, right? XLM likes to stay close, but we're going to have to watch this. 4 weeks later, the supply data from Ripple began to exhibit erratic behavior. These figures, always delayed by 2 weeks, revealed a buyback of roughly 10 billion XRP and then a sale of about 10 billion XRP in the first week of May, resulting in net sales of 700 million XRP since December of 2020. This buyback of XRP coincided with the decline in Bitcoin from its peak. It leads me to speculate that Ripple might have been selling Bitcoin to buy back XRP to steer liquidity from Bitcoin into their liquid XRP holdings. Unfortunately, this buyback was delayed by 2 weeks, aligning with XRP's price peak, so it doesn't quite match up. However, since the supply data for the 22 weeks preceding this event is missing, the full picture remains elusive. Now, Ripple sold 350 million XRP in March of 2024, worth about 212 million. But you have to remember that these are not XRP. This is not XRP sales that is going to these institutions that are holding it, right? These are sales and really buys that are taking place on the other end to facilitate on-demand liquidity. This is why I don't agree that Ripple is dumping on us. Ripple's not dumping on retail. Are they selling to institutions that are using XRP for on-demand liquidity? Yes. Is there buy sides on the other side of that sell order? Yes. And so this is why, in Ripple's own words, on-demand liquidity flows are designed to be net neutral. They don't want to pump XRP up. They don't want to have a negative impact either. So the activity, the buying and the selling for on-demand liquidity is designed to be net neutral. But the thing to note is that we have catalysts that can send XRP up. Between now and August is when we're expecting this case to be concluded, barring any appeal, right? So we're literally right at the end of the tunnel, guys. That light at the end of the tunnel, not only is it shining brightly and is the sky very clear, after this lawsuit concludes, it's going to be a whole new reality for XRP. But we're very close to that. Folks don't understand that. I know it's been a long 3 years. We're right there. If any time was for a settlement, it would be right now, when the SEC knows they're not going to get the full $2 billion. And I believe that the timeline for a settlement would come in after Ripple replies this month, April 22nd. In 20 days, we're going to get the reply from Ripple. If we get a super strong reply from Ripple and basically the SEC, basically admits to themselves, well, we're not going to get the full $2 billion. Let's just settle up and let's seal this thing up. Maybe we could even see a settlement before that, right? Before Ripple files their reply. But I would suspect that we would see a settlement before Judge Torres gets it sent to her desk, because Ripple replies on April 22nd. Then the SEC gets the final say on May 6th. They get some time to discuss redactions and what gets blacked out of the filings. And then it gets passed off to Judge Torres. Most experts are saying 2 to 4 months after that, Judge Torres will give her final ruling and decide, is Ripple going to be disgorged for 800 million, pay interest of 200 million, pay a civil penalty of 800 million for a total of about 2 billion? Is Ripple going to pay 2 billion? No way in hell. And so this is where I do believe some potential, not much, but some potential for XRP, for this case to be settled up before that happens. I still leave some odds of that on the table. I wouldn't bet on it. But it is there. But the other thing is that when we do get this ruling from Judge Torres, the final ruling, it's coming in probably July, August, September. I know nobody wants to wait a few months. And I already am seeing the comments, when Bitcoin has its halving and then it starts to go back up, if XRP hasn't gone to an all-time high, in June and July, folks are going to be coming into my comments. They're going to be talking on Twitter Spaces, the TikTok and the Twitter talking heads. They just got to run their mouths every single day. How's their program working out? It's not working out really well. That's why they want to tear down others. But they're going to come and they're going to say, wow, the Bitcoin halving came and gone, and XRP is not going to participate in this bull run, because that's already what they're saying. This bull run is nowhere near over, and people think that XRP is not going to participate. They think that the action that we've seen so far this bull run for XRP is 100% confirmation that XRP is not going to participate in this bull run. That's going to be a fatal mistake. That's going to be a fatal mistake for them. Now, a couple more data points to discuss, and then you guys can start dropping your comments and questions. Let's do a little bit of Q&A after we get through these last two data points. Cheers, everyone. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I do want to do some Q&A, so I'll try to go through these two next data points rather quickly. Talking CBDC and SWIFT. As I was saying, here in the United States of America, we're putting up a strong resistance against, and guys, we got it popping up in here tonight. We have over 2,000 people listening between YouTube and Twitter right now. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, and if you can help me out by sharing out our content far and wide, I would greatly appreciate that. We're rolling 2,000 strong here in the chat tonight. God bless you all. Let's get it. A slight majority of consumers were generally receptive to the idea of a US CBDC, but widespread consumer adoption will require that the product does not require fees to access or use, be accepted widely in the marketplace, be uncomplicated to adopt, and provides high levels of security and privacy for consumers. This was a study that was conducted out of the Philadelphia Federal Reserve. And so right now, they're gauging the sentiment, and they know it's going to have to be super easy. And in fact, I would add, you're going to have to send a STEMI check. You're going to have to send a little UBI. You're going to have to do a little student loan forgiveness. And that's how you get the masses to accept the CBDC, right? Now, in the United States of America, we shouldn't even have a central bank. It's completely unconstitutional. And in your country too, you probably should kick out the central bankers as well. That's a different conversation. And what's interesting here in the United States is there's already a serious resistance against it. There's serious pushback. We will end up seeing, right, whether or not they're able to get this through. But they even are acknowledging themselves that it's going to be tough to get adoption unless it is seamless, unless it's very, very easy. Now, I want to show you this because what we have here is this article. Sorry, let me adjust that. This is SWIFT planning to unveil a new CBDC system within 2 years. This one just came out March 27th. SWIFT is planning to unveil a new platform within the next 12 to 24 months that will promote the interconnectedness of central bank digital currencies. According to this report, this initiative will spearhead the launch of a new CBDC ecosystem supported by SWIFT's giant role in the global banking industry. SWIFT will likely start implementing the solution after leading economies unveil their CBDCs. And we're already seeing this around the world, right? Dozens of experiments, and we have 10 government partnerships that are live with Ripple using the private version of the XRP ledger, the CBDC platform provided by Ripple, right? We're already seeing 10 central banks on board trialing and testing with Ripple. We're seeing partnerships with over 20 central banks as well, right? So Ripple's already working with dozens of central banks on this. Swift's recent initiative comes as a majority of central banks explore government-backed digital currencies. As the cryptocurrency industry grows, the traditional financial system does not want to be left behind. However, policy decisions and technological limitations are affecting the ability of CBDCs to thrive. Swift explores an interlinking solution for CBDCs. Swift has been working on an interlinking solution for CBDCs over the past 6 months. And all these central banks have been doing this, right? China's been working on theirs for a couple years already. During this time, the global banking messaging platform worked with 38 global firms during the second phase of sandbox testing for this solution. In the official statement, Swift noted that the latest trial was the largest known CBDC experiment in history. During the sandbox trial, the institution worked on demonstrating how the interlinking solution could be used in digital trade, FX networks, tokenized assets, and payments. The experiment involved 125 users who made more than 750 transactions. The trial helped prove that a CBDC interlinking solution could promote fast and simple trade flows. It could also promote the growth of tokenized securities markets while enabling seamless FX settlements. Remember that FX market, guys, $7 trillion on a daily basis. Swift moving $5 trillion on a daily basis. Now, the head of innovation at Swift, Nick Kerrigan, said the sandbox testing demonstrates banks could use the existing infrastructure alongside the interlinking solution. According to Kerrigan, the trial was a huge success and gave Swift a solid timeline. The timeline given of between 12 to 24 months could change depending on the time it takes leading economies to launch CBDCs. This brings us back to the warning that we've been putting out, right? Survive till 25. Why? Because we are going to see this bull run's going to continue throughout this year into 2025, but then we are expecting a correction. We are expecting the liquidity flows that we've demonstrated and shown in the charts going back about 40 years. We've seen a liquidity cycle that is actually entering a downturn. So liquidity is actually tightening up right now. We're going through a broader liquidity, debt, and currency crisis, and the banking crisis isn't over as well, right? And so what we're watching for is, potential black swans get beaten up. Banking crisis is here. But what we are expecting is that the bull run will continue throughout this year into 2025. And then we're expecting by then regulations to be set, CBDCs to be brought in. They need interconnectedness. And where's the best solution? Just like I asked and challenged to the audience, provide me a better solution to the liquidity crisis than XRP. See, not only can XRP be added to these balance sheets so that they can ride up the appreciation and the value, but they also can get that utility out of it for liquidity. They can, not have to tie up 30 trillion in Nostro and Vostro accounts across the world. This is 30 trillion of liquidity that gets freed up. There's no other solution. There literally is not another solution. Now, on the reserve currency side of the equation, there are other solutions, and you're seeing gold, you're seeing silver, you're seeing these economies are being backed by the real commodities that the world actually runs on. And you're seeing BRICS countries, right, try to find a solution. You're seeing SWIFT try to find a solution. What is the best solution to the debt, currency, and liquidity crisis? Well, gold plays a role, 100%, but we also see that XRP is in the conversation. XRP is being accumulated. We have central banks that have already tapped into Ripple's private CBDC solution, private platform. And what's important to note too is that is also interoperable with the mainnet XRP ledger. And this is what we're talking about, right? Is this seamless process, whether you're sending it through SWIFT, whether you're sending a domestic payment using a CBDC, we need it real time. We're going from T1 to T0 to instantaneous to a battle for assets under management and a battle for who can provide the lowest fees for sending money domestically, internationally, in whatever asset, whatever currency you want. And I am contending that the XRP ledger is becoming the best source of liquidity in the world if we see this thing through, as far as institutions and issuers coming to the XRP ledger, issuing real world assets on the XRP ledger, adding them to the AMM, and this is being settled over the DEX, and this starts to move, just like you're seeing on Solana. This is why I think that XRP is going to make Solana look silly, is because Solana is moving billions of dollars worth of meme coins, and that's fantastic. Do I wish that we had billions of dollars worth of meme coins moving on the XRP ledger? I do, because I know what it would do to XRP price. That activity would bring up the price of XRP. But we also would have a lot of XRP holders that would be getting wrecked by scams and meme coins and crap. With great power comes responsibility. With the DeFi, with the AMM, comes the responsibility of being responsible, accountable, and doing due diligence on who these issuers are, what AMM liquidity pool you're going to add to, who you're going to trust to custody your assets. As I continue to highlight, my favorite investment right now is utility with no counterparty risk, and I take it in physical and digital form. That's physical metal, silver, and that would be digital form XRP and other digital assets with real world utility. What's the one question that I always ask when I'm looking at the digital assets? Who's using the token that actually matters? Let's open it up for Q&A. We've already gone a little bit long here tonight, over an hour, but let's open it up for Q&A. We have over 2,100 in the chat. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Drop those comments, questions down below. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you like this video. It really does help too when you share it out far and wide. And let's enjoy ourselves an adult beverage. I forgot that I had poured myself here an adult beverage. We've just been rocking and rolling for the past hour, haven't we? Bitcoin is king. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that program works out, won't we? We'll see how that program works out, won't we? Now I'm zooming in on the charts right now so that we can take a little bit of time to do some technical analysis while we do comments and questions. Here's your Bitcoin price chart on the 4-hour, and you guys can see the pullback that we've had. I'm reading your guys' comments and questions right now. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. What's your opinion on people that say the government would never let this many people get rich? There's not that many of us. There's only about almost 5 million. I think that we've actually hit the 5 million wallet mark. So there's about 5 million wallets. When you consider that many people have multiple wallets, there's not that many people. You're talking about what, 7-8 billion people? And you got a couple million XRP holders that are going to make a beg. And a lot of XRP holders are going to be too stupid with the gains that they do make. They don't have a plan for when XRP goes to 589. So they're going to throw money at the next investment opportunity, and they're not going to have a program. They're not going to conduct real due diligence. They're not going to surround themselves with professionals. They're not going to get tapped into a community of like-minded individuals that's helping do due diligence on said investments that we are considering right now. Right? This is the power of community. This is the opportunity that we've had over the bear market the last couple of years. We've been saying, surround yourself with professionals, accountants, lawyers, estate planners, build out the business, get it going. You know, it's a great idea. Okay, I'm going to take XRP gains. What are you going to do with it next? My XRP strategy has adjusted. In a separate video, I'm going to actually be addressing my updated XRP exit strategy. It's okay for your exit strategy to change when you get new information, right? When the timeline has been extended, when you create a little family for yourself, your priorities change. Okay, I'm not a bachelor that can have all of my net worth in meme coins anymore and XRP, right? I need to reallocate into a couple different assets now, right? And so it's okay. And I want folks to get in tune right now with what your plan is going to be as far as your exit strategy. If you're going to be selling out of crypto to go to a business, go to real estate, what's your plan? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Where are you going to take your XRP gains? This is what I'm planning on doing right now. I'm planning on selling some of my XRP. I'm planning on selling more than I originally planned on when we do go to the levels, my targets on XRP. I'm actually planning on selling more. Because I've bought more XRP. See, not only have I been holding XRP, I've added to my bag. So now I can sell off more XRP. And my plan is to actually sell off that percentage of my XRP portfolio, but then actually buy it back and actually maybe buy back more XRP. Right? Take the gains, right? And I know what I'm going to do with most of those gains. I am going to be moving them out of cryptocurrency into real estate. And then the other area that I'm looking at is private equity. Real estate and private equity is where I'm going. You guys let me know in the comments down below where you're going. With a portion of that though, I'm going to have targets to buy my XRP back at $2, back at $3, back at $5, wherever we end up going, right? This is my plan for this XRP bull run, is sell off, and I know where I'm going to move it, reallocation, okay? But then I'm also looking to buy some of that bag back, okay? It just dropped below 58 cents, yes. Yeah, so we just got a nice little red candle coming in, guys. Little wick coming in here, 4-hour chart, watching this thing. 65,000 for Bitcoin. XRP just went down. What an opportunity. Now, I think that we have a lot. I think that we have a ways to go from here, actually. Really do appreciate all the super chats tonight, all the love. Thank you so much, guys. Zach, do you also got legs, or are you an XRP robot stuck in a chair? Bad joke. I appreciate you. No, that's good. Actually, I feel like I was a little bit more pumped up for this live because I did actually get a workout in before I came here. I'm trying to get the dad bod a little bit toned up before we go sit poolside at XRP Las Vegas. So I haven't worked out in a couple years, but I'm on a strict well, I don't do strict diets, but I'm on a pump. I've been able to bulk up over the winter and pad that dad bod real nicely, but now I'm trying to tighten it up a little bit. So I did catch a workout, I did catch a little pump, and I gotta work out the legs too. That's what that reminded me of. Do I have legs? I do have legs, and I need to work them out. Mostly just been doing my curls, doing my push-ups, doing my sit-ups, you know. That six-pack's in there somewhere. I know that six-pack's still in there somewhere, isn't it? All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up this session. I got to run. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Okay. I wish I could stay all night and party with you guys, but we are going to roll. I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been an absolute pleasure. Everything can be found on my website, zachrector.com. And I just want to say thank you so much, guys. It means the world to me, whether you smash the thumbs up for me, whether you share out our content far and wide, whether you join our private community. We got resources available. You can reach out to me. The only place to get in touch with me right now is through my website. So make sure you go there. Watch out for the scammers, and let's go take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I appreciate all of you guys so much. God bless all of you. We'll see you tomorrow.